Hey folks, it's Reese back again, and I'm here to do a quick and perhaps undetailed preview, if you like, only because it's early in the season and there's still a lot of guessing games going on in terms of what to expect from games, but nevertheless, it's a preview of Nottingham Forest against Burnley tomorrow night. I'll be going to the City Ground because, we've waited, excuse me, waited a bit of extra time to get an away game after the Luton game being called off. So we're Nottingham Forest away. The first two trips to Nottingham in the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. And although it's not a priority game, it's you know, some people might say it's a distraction and an awkward game in the middle of such a tough Premier League run. But in my opinion, the game actually does uh, carry a much greater importance than what we might think at first glance. We've lost our first two games in quite convincing fashion in terms of we never were likely to really get a result in either. And tomorrow it's against opposition that more reflects ourselves and the way we'll be looking to operate this season, and a valuable opportunity to lay down a marker for the Premier League game on the 18th. You know, I predicted that Forest and Burnley potentially. I felt at the beginning of the season they're a team that could maybe finish neck and neck with us. Maybe Burnley one place higher, Forest one place higher. I don't know if you get the point. To sort of round to the table that we'll be operating in, and I just want to see want to see us be able to go on a football pitch and express ourselves again. And like I said, because with respect to Forest, the quality of the opposition that we've faced in the opening two games are operating in a different sphere of quality than Forest. So tomorrow, can we, you know, stamp our authority on the game somewhat more? Can we play with more cohesion? Are we going to be better at not getting caught on the turnovers? Is it going to be more solidity to it in terms of when we do lose possession of football? Are we going to be able to avoid looking like we're going to be cut through like a knife through butter? Are we going to be able to command our box better from set pieces? How are we going to be able to look like more of a unit? And for that reason, just for the sake of, I know it's not important in terms of the result because we've other priorities, but can we play with more identity again? Because although you've seen what we've been trying to do, we have unfortunately appeared to be a team of strangers in the opening two games, which, look, there's an air of inevitability about that. You would be silly and naive if you expected anything different. But for tomorrow's game, for sure, I would take it back to the old school, really, and some of the tried and tested names, the likes of your Brian Hills, providing he's going to stay this week, Jack Cork, Charlie Taylor, if he's going to stay, Jay Rodriguez, and yeah, but I think the majority of Burnley fans will be in agreement that maybe James Trafford was faultless for the goals against City. All right, he made a couple mistakes in pre-season, but he can be forgiven, for not getting used to his surroundings immediately. And whilst he didn't uh, directly, drop clangers against Villa, maybe he could have done something to get down to the third goal quicker. But either way, Muric was sensational for us last season and instrumental in what we did. Uh, I'm fairly sure, if I remember rightly, he used to play for Forest too. But he was so instrumental in what we did. His distribution is, you know, almost unfathomably good. And he's simply being displaced by Trafford, who, don't get me wrong, I have massively high hopes for over the course of his career. But he's simply been displaced by Trafford for no other reason than a very inflated, weighted fee that's around Trafford's neck. And I do think we deserve the opportunity to see what Muric can bring us starting tomorrow night. Maybe he can command the defence in a bit more of a sort of confident way. He can certainly distribute the ball in a risky but sort of front foot fashion, and I do believe that, especially with missing Bayer's ability to bring the ball out of defence and drivers up the field, especially the distribution from the back is not quite the same if you take Muric and Bayer out of the equation, if you know what I mean. Like, it takes us quite some time to build the momentum to get on the pitch. Not that we're deep as such, because if anything, I'm questioning the high line that we've adopted in the opening two games, but it's just the ball doesn't transfer up the pitch for us at the moment as easy as it should. So I would obviously make several changes for the game, because we don't. The last thing that we want, for example, tomorrow night would be an injury to Benson, Cohen, or Al Foster. That'd be disastrous. But I'd also revert to a back four tomorrow, because I don't, with respect, think that we need to be going to a back three every single week. I understood it, particularly for the City game, is a respectful move towards the quality of the opposition that we're playing. And again against Villa, but tomorrow I'd like to see Fatino get a game on the right. As I say, Jelly Taylor on the left. I will play. I don't know what the situation with Ekdal is, but Ekdal, I love, and if he's fit, he would deserve his chance. Like Eldakil and the Krill perhaps tomorrow in the back two, because he was horrific at left back, was the Krill. So let's, maybe he was better at centre back, so perhaps that's his tried and tested position. So yeah, I make almost all as many changes as possible, but with people, we must be looking at what we've seen so far and wanting to be given Vinny a real decision to make in terms of what they can bring to the party for the first 11. And I just hope that we see more sort of identity and less sort of fear in the play. And let's hope that we can at least get past the first sort of 10 minutes or so without conceding a goal. Start nice and steadily, not have any alarm bells at the back, and build ourselves into a game, because I worry if it happens tomorrow for a third time, and then on Saturday a fourth time, where we go behind early doors, and then we're instantly chasing the game. So, let's hope that the message to the players is, right, we have to be patient, it's going to take time. Nobody could expect, magical cohesion and flowing football and, results when we're playing these top 7, 8 teams over the first 2 months of the season, over the next 6 weeks. We have been slightly made to operate with our hands tied behind our back when we're playing such elite teams week after week until October. So what I'm saying is these starting tomorrow night in the league game against Nottingham Forest presenters our best opportunities to go and be ourselves without an inferiority complex and hopefully win 2 games of football against a team who we will be essentially directly competing with in the opening 2 matches. Uh, in these next 2 games against Forest are going to be really telling of sort of how good we are in our sphere of the league, if you like. So let's hope we can put on a good show, play more confidently. In some ways, I'm in 2 minds about the selection. I'm thinking about making all those changes so that other players have a chance to make themselves known and show up in something different, and so that we avoid injuries. But then a part of me thinks that we've only played twice. Should the players who featured in the first 2 games maybe play some more football so that the continuity and cohesion and partnerships on the pitch develop and become more familiar in a less pressurized game? So whether you start a weekend team for the first half and then the first team, if you like, the Collins and Burgess, come on with half an hour left, or whether you play them in the first half, I don't know. So I guess that for us it may be more of a training game, but just obviously the worst thing that can happen is a defeat by 2 or 3 goals where we're second best again, and you're just scared that confidence could soon seep out of the group, and that's the last thing that anybody wants to see. Obviously, Forest have already won a game. Forest, from my memory, were poor in the first half at Arsenal, but then gave a good account of themselves. Then they came on the right end of the 5 margins against Sheffield United. And then on Saturday, they were like blatantly robbed by VAR, and they were the first team to be 2 up at Old Trafford within 10 minutes ever. So they're the team coming into the game in a much more confident vein than we are. Anyway, that's about all there is to say. Let's hope we can play well. Let's hope we do progress to the next round, even though it's not the end of the world if we don't. And up the Clarets. And I will speak to you again on Thursday morning about whatever we witness at the City Ground. Let's hope all the Clarets have a nice time and a safe journey to the ground tomorrow. And if anybody sees me there, please come for a chat and say hello, because I love talking to all Burnley fans. Bye for now. See you later.